Have you ever stopped to think why, despite working so many hours, many people around us seem to make no financial progress, while others, often with similar or even lower incomes, manage to build wealth that grows all the time? The answer doesn't always lie in how much money you make, but in how you manage it, and more importantly, how you spend it. Often, small, everyday decisions make the difference between a life of financial stability and a constant struggle to make ends meet. Warren Buffett, the legendary investor and one of the most brilliant financial minds of the century, has observed this phenomenon throughout his life. Through his experience and keen sense of observation, he has identified certain patterns of behavior that lead people to waste their money. These habits not only impede financial growth, but often tie them to an endless cycle of debt and stress. That's why we're going to talk about those 12 common mistakes that, according to Buffett, are preventing you from creating your wealth. Number 1, buy new cars. Buying a new car may be one of the most exciting decisions for many people, but it's also one of the worst financial decisions, according to Warren Buffett. The problem is simple. New cars depreciate significantly as soon as you drive them off the lot. In fact, a car's value can decline by as much as 20% in the first year, meaning you've already lost a good chunk of your initial investment before you've driven it too much. Buffett advises opting for used, but well-maintained, cars that are past their peak depreciation period. Plus, new cars also come with extra costs, such as higher insurance, that increase the total cost of ownership. Buying a used car and keeping it well-maintained is a much more sensible and economical strategy, which can free you from the high costs associated with new vehicles and help you put that money toward more productive goals. Number 2, credit cards. Warren Buffett has been vocal about the dangers of credit cards, often describing them as debt traps. One of the biggest problems they present is that they offer a false sense of purchasing power. People, especially those with fewer resources, can be tempted to spend more than they earn, believing that credit is an extension of their salary. However, credit card interest rates are often so high that any purchase not paid off the following month can double or triple its original cost in a matter of months. Buffett points out that if not careful, this type of debt can grow out of control, creating a financial burden that eats into future income. Moreover, this debt cycle is particularly damaging for those without a financial cushion. For many, credit cards become a tool to cover basic needs or emergencies, which pushes them to rely even more on them. Buffett advises that the key is to use cards responsibly, pay them on time and in full to avoid interest. Otherwise, what starts as a small debt becomes a financial trap, preventing people from saving or investing in their future. Number 3, unnecessary subscription services. In the digital age, subscriptions have become an important part of our lives, from streaming services to apps and music platforms. However, we often accumulate more subscriptions than we actually need. Warren Buffett suggests that this type of spending can be a silent drain on our finances, as we often forget that we are subscribed to certain services or simply don't use them enough to justify the cost. It's easy to subscribe to platforms during promotions or on impulse, but the real challenge is staying aware of how many services you're paying for. Buffett advises doing a periodic review of all your subscriptions and canceling those you don't use regularly. The savings you can make by eliminating unnecessary subscriptions can be significant and free up money for investments or savings that will really contribute to improving your financial well-being in the long run. Number 4, impulsive purchases. Impulse purchases may seem small at the time, but their impact can be felt in the long run. It's easy to fall into temptation when something is on sale or when a well-crafted ad leads you to believe that you need that new item right away. However, Warren Buffett stresses that these impulse purchases often provide temporary satisfaction, while the negative financial effects can persist much longer. These types of purchases can lead to a buildup of debt and financial stress. Buffett advises developing the habit of reflecting before making a purchase. Taking the time to evaluate whether you really need something or if it's just an impulse can make a big difference in your long-term financial stability. Number 5, bars and pubs. Another aspect that Warren Buffett points out is the negative impact that social habits, such as going out to bars or pubs, can have on our finances. Although it seems harmless to go out for a drink with friends from time to time, these expenses quickly add up. A couple of beers or cocktails a week may seem inconsequential, but at the end of the month, the total amount can surprise you. It's a cost that often goes unnoticed because it doesn't feel that big at the time, but when you add up your expenses for the entire year, it can add up to significant figures that could have been put towards something more productive. Buffett points out that this type of spending is one of the reasons why many people, especially those with limited resources, have difficulty saving. Social activities are important, but they should not be an excuse to neglect financial planning. Instead of spending that money on drinks, Buffett suggests directing it towards savings or investments that, over time, can generate a return and contribute to financial stability. It's not about giving up going out altogether, but doing so in moderation and awareness, understanding the true cost these activities have in the long run. And if you find today's content interesting, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Let's continue. Number 6. Buying expensive clothes. Clothing is a basic necessity, but the impulse to buy luxury brands often stems from social pressure and a desire for status, not from a real need. Warren Buffett is a big proponent of frugality and pragmatism in spending, including your clothing. Instead of falling into the luxury brand trap, Buffett suggests that it's better to invest in durable, classically styled clothing pieces that can be worn over the years without losing their aesthetic or functional value. Luxury clothing items often have very high profit margins due to their branding, and we often pay more for the logo than for the quality of the product. In addition, fashion is cyclical, and what is trendy today may go out of style tomorrow, making these purchases an unwise investment. By choosing functional, good quality clothing that is not dependent on passing trends, you are sure to save money and avoid the temptation to splurge on items that will soon be replaced by the new collection. Number 7. Fast food and restaurants. The convenience of fast food or eating out, especially in a modern life where time seems scarce, may seem like a perfect solution at the end of a tiring day. However, this habit is one of the main reasons why many people see their money evaporate without realizing it. Ordering takeout or dining out frequently can inflate your monthly budget considerably. What starts as an occasional expense to treat yourself well or save time soon becomes an expensive routine. Warren Buffett has always been a strong advocate of simplicity in all aspects of life, and this includes his approach to food. According to him, cooking at home not only saves you money significantly, but it also allows you to have complete control over the ingredients you use, which in turn can improve your health in the long run. Restaurants, especially fast food restaurants, often charge extra prices not only for the food itself, but also for convenience and service, which significantly increases the cost compared to preparing a meal at home. Plus, by cooking at home, you can avoid the high markups charged by restaurants and the fees that often accompany delivery services. Over time, those last-minute dinners out and orders can add up to thousands of dollars a year, money that could have been spent on something more productive or saved for the future. Number 8. Gambling. Gambling represents one of the quickest ways to lose money. Lotteries, sports betting, casinos, and other games of chance are systems designed to make most people lose. Despite the temptation to win large sums, Warren Buffett warns that the odds are always against the gambler. This type of behavior can lead to significant financial losses and even an addiction that is difficult to overcome. Instead of gambling your money away in the hope of an instant gain, Buffett suggests investing it sensibly in assets that can generate a steady return over the long term. It is a much safer and more effective strategy for building wealth and financial stability. Number 9. Chasing the latest technology. In a world where technology is constantly advancing, Warren Buffett warns against falling into an obsession with always buying the newest thing. Whether it's the latest smartphone, the most modern laptop, or the most innovative gadget, people are pressured by the consumer society to think that they need to constantly upgrade their devices. However, this mentality can lead to wasting large amounts of money. New technological products tend to be expensive, and often the improvements they offer are not indispensable for most users. Buffett argues that older devices often work perfectly for everyday needs, and switching technology simply for the sake of having the latest is not only unnecessary, but also a quick way to lose money. Furthermore, the depreciation of technological devices is rapid. What is new today will be obsolete tomorrow. As technology ages, the debts incurred to acquire it can persist for years, creating an unnecessary financial burden. Number 10. Excessive skin care products. In today's world, it's easy to get carried away by the hype surrounding skincare products. Serums, creams, toners, exfoliants, and more are marketed as essential for maintaining flawless skin. But Warren Buffett urges moderation in this regard. Often, the skincare market exploits the desire for perfection, leading people to spend large sums of money on products that aren't strictly necessary. In reality, a simple and consistent routine with good quality basic products can be enough to achieve healthy skin. Plus, many of these expensive products have affordable alternatives that offer the same benefits without the inflated price tag. Number 11. Smoking and vaping. Smoking and vaping are habits that not only damage your health, but also represent a huge drain on your money. While the immediate impact on your pocketbook may seem small, the costs add up quickly. According to Buffett, these small daily expenses can have a devastating effect on your finances over time. Money spent on cigarettes or vaping devices could be put to more productive use, such as investing or saving money that will yield a long-term return. Plus, the medical costs associated with these habits down the road only compound the problem. Quitting these types of habits is a simple and effective way to improve both your health and your financial situation. Number 12. Unused sports memberships. One of the most common ways to waste money is to pay for a sports membership that is rarely used. Warren Buffett, ever the pragmatist, points out that many people join gyms or clubs with the best of intentions, but after a few weeks or months, they stop attending regularly. The problem is that these contracts are often long-term, meaning you continue to pay for something you aren't using. If you aren't consistent with your gym attendance, you're simply wasting money. Instead of paying for a service you don't use, consider cheaper alternatives, such as working out at home, going for a run, or using public parks to stay fit. Not only are these alternatives cheaper, but they also eliminate the guilt that comes with paying for something you aren't taking advantage of. Without a doubt, Warren Buffett, with his wisdom and experience, shows us that avoiding these 12 common mistakes can make a big difference in our finances. If you want to improve your financial situation, start by reviewing these habits and making more conscious decisions. After all, the real secret to financial success lies in discipline and control of our expenses. Have you been making these mistakes in your life? What do you plan to do to avoid them? Please tell us in the comment box. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more financial content. See you in the next video.